In the name of Allah, the Merciful, the Compassionate, those who fought in God's cause will be victorious. I'm at the mercy of God, the most powerful. We need to hear your identity, your name. We're here to record your identity. Please, your name, your 2 middle names. Mr. Saddam, we are at this point asking you to give us your identity, your name, your 2 middle names, your last name, your profession, and your address, and then we give you a chance to talk. Now it is time to ascertain your identity, so if you please. I would have loved not to impose on you too much. You seem to have a terrific judicial temperament. However, as for the rest, the rest of the world knows about it. Mr. Saddam, we are asking that you give us your identity, please. Your name and your last name. And then, at the appropriate time, we will hear from you. At this point, we are recording the identities. That's all we're doing. It is part of the procedures, the formal procedures of this court. Who are you and what are you? I have to know, because as you know, whoever knocks on the door needs to say who they are. We are Supreme Iraqi Criminal Tribunal. Were you a judge before? Please, now it's time to state your identity, but at some point we'll give you a chance to state your opinions and say what you want to say, either in a written form or orally, but we don't have time to delve into these details right now. You know, I've been here since 2:30 in the morning. Well, if you're tired, why don't you state your identity and then sit down? And since 9 o'clock, they've been asking me to take my clothes off and then to put them back on. Okay, so if you were in a rest, why don't you give us your identity, sir, and then you just sit down? Well, you know me. You know who I am. If you're Iraqi, and evidently from your accent you sound like you are, you know who I am. Why don't you give us your identity and then sit down, please, so that someone else could stand up and give us their identity. Well, I sent you something written to that effect already, so you know exactly who I am. This is a formality that the court must follow. These are simple formalities that we need to obey. Well, I answered these questions in a written form. But now you don't want me to give you my identity while you deny me the right to have a pen and a piece of paper? Well, I harbor no hatred towards any one of you. However, out of attachment to what is right and out of respect for the trust of the Iraqi people who choose me as president, I decline to answer your question, and I decline to respond to your request as part of this body that is called a court. And I would like to reserve my constitutional right as president of Iraq. Well, these things you can talk about them at the appropriate time. Now is not the time to talk about these issues. Well, I just wanted to comment about your request to state my identity. Well, as you know, even if I know you, the judge is obligated to make sure they ascertain the identity of the accused. I don't recognize either the authority that put you in that seat or the aggression, because what is based on falsehood is falsehood. So you don't want to give us your identity? Please sit down then. Sit down. Mr. Awad. Identity, please. My identity is my headscarf. They took it from me, therefore they took my identity. Oh, just give us your name. Just your name. Well, you know, I'm an Arab, and the headscarf is part of who I am, and that's my identity. That's what I'm telling you. Who took it away from you? Well, it's the court. It's your court. Somebody in your court. Okay. Where's his headscarf? Bring him his headscarf. All of them. Bring the headscarf to all of them. No, this is not a decision that was taken consistent with a court's order. They took them away from us at the investigative level. When you attend this court, you can attend it in any clothing and any outfit you want. You're free to wear your headscarf. You can wear anything that is decorous in this court. Well, they took them away. They took them away from us at the investigative level. Well, that's wrong. That's wrong. We'll give them a chance to put on their headscarves. In the meantime, we'll take a 5-minute recess.
منطقة الدجيل وكانوا من العاملين في الحزب إبان وقوع حادثة الدجيل، وهم أيضا متهمون بالتورط بمساعدة السلطات العراقية على تنفيذ تلك المجزرة.
Go ahead, sir.